It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time to meet Team 360. Rico Beard, longtime Detroit radio and TV personality, Specs Howard broadcast instructor, recruiting insider. He is co-host of the Mike Valeni Show, a 97.1 The Ticket, and he's the second most frequent panelist in the 7-year history of Press Pass. Can you believe we've been doing this 7 years?
Wow, 7 years? Man, how many do I have to do to become the number one? Because the number one guy is not really
10
that
shows
good.
behind this guy.
He's not that great, but I understand you're longtime friends, so you stack the deck. I can't win with him.
Want to welcome Tom Crawford, Blue Belly Tom, my broadcast partner for 18 plus years. He is a frequent contributor to thewolverine.com. He is the creator of the Crawford Podcasting Network, and he is the most frequent guest on this show since September of 2013, and that is midway through the Brady Hoke era at U of M, Tom.
Rico's such a bitter man. Second place kind of sucks, doesn't it? But I'll tell you what, we're sitting here on August 23rd. I'm driving down here. A week from Saturday, it should be Michigan at Washington. It should be Northwestern at Michigan State. I can't wrap my head around that. But this date, August 23rd, the 45th anniversary of Jack and Robin Ebling. This is a big day right now.
Oh, congratulations, Jack.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But here we are getting ready for the non-season. And when you think about that, Tom, you said a long time ago that Michigan was not going to take that trip to Seattle.
Yeah, I did. I just had a gut feeling, and boy, unfortunately it's not working out. I'm really sad. It's still a process for me. I can't believe it's happening. Wake up in the morning, college football, and not going to be in 2024.
Tom, you're not that sad.
Yeah, I am. Yes, I am.
It saved you disappointment, my friend.
Rico, when did you know that you wouldn't be going to Provo, Utah for BYU game?
A long time ago. It was probably around May, June that I said this is not going to happen. I thought things were going to get better in the summertime.
Yeah.
It didn't.
Well, the trick now is it going to get better in time for college basketball? And what's going to happen with college football? Are 3 Power 5 conferences going to play and 2 aren't? Or will they cancel those 3 and everyone will wind up with some version of spring football? We'll be right back in just a moment. The big picture, we're going to be talking about Big Ten parents. They show up in Rosemont, Illinois, demanding answers, or at least explanations from Commissioner Kevin Warren. We'll be right back on Press Pass.
There's still a lot to do around Michigan this summer, and one of the best things to do is camping. Post pictures of your favorite Michigan campgrounds at fox47news.com/MI Summer. Brought to you by Larry's RV, where lifetime memories begin.
We know how important it is for seniors in Michigan to see a doctor when they need to. It's why Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan is here with more ways to easily access care. With virtual doctor visits, you can see a doctor any time of day without leaving your home. And Medicare Advantage members can access telehealth and in-person primary care services for no cost, now through December 31st. Because we're committed to helping you get the care you need.
We are MEA, a foundation of collective strength, an advocate for education. K-12 educators, support professionals, and higher education employees, united to support our students, our schools, and our community. Together, we are the shield protecting every student's right to succeed. Michigan Education Association. Champions for education.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else: peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Transportation. Dean is hiring caring and dependable people as school bus drivers in many Michigan markets. Be a hero in your community and safely transport children to and from school with Dean. For more information and to apply, visit deantransportation.com/jobs. That's deantransportation.com/jobs.
That's it. The situation with the Big Ten, the lack of transparency is a problem for parents. The reason we are here is because we want to have conversation. That's simple. We want to have conversation. I want to have a Zoom call with Kevin Warren, the 14 Big Ten Parents Association presidents, and the ADs to clarify some things.
Tom Crawford, you predicted months ago that the Big Ten football season would be postponed or canceled. If we give Kevin Warren an F grade for transparency, what grade might we give him 12 months from now if it can be proven that he correctly picked safety over profits?
Well, I mean, that's an easy question to answer. I mean, if it plays out that way and the ACC and the Big 12, the SEC have to shut her down or not even get started, he's going to look like a hero. He's going to have an A+. But anything short of that, he's going to look really bad because of all the reasons we cited last week: lack of transparency with the data coming out, and then having the Big Ten schedule roll out, 10 games, and then a week later, all of a sudden they're not playing. And then I even go back to the Big Ten tournament when he shut her down, and when he knew the answer, they weren't going to play basketball about 10 o'clock, and Michigan Rutgers are warming up there at 11:30. All this stuff, it's looking pretty bad unless he hits a home run and has those other 3 Power 5s have to shut her down.
Rico Beard, with Kevin Warren being the first black commissioner of a Power 5 conference, how much more blowback is he liable to get?
Jack, I think he's going to get blowback, but it has nothing to do with the color of his skin. He just kind of blew the layup. He had it, and I think he thought that the rest of the Big Ten was behind him. And it was kind of like when your parents say, you can't go outside. Why not? Because I said so. And that was all they had to say. He kind of did that. He didn't say anything. Well, the Pac-12 put out a 12-page document of why they're not playing. That upset a lot of people in the Big Ten. You saw dissension amongst the ranks. And as Tom said, if they don't play football, he's okay. He looked as if he cared about the kids. But if they play, it looks like the Big Ten has no leadership and it's a rudderless ship.
The Big Ten and the Pac-12. So if Kevin Warren listens to the medical experts, and let's give him the benefit of the doubt for now and say it is the right decision, why is his son still practicing to play at Mississippi State?
Jack, I don't know. I'm not in his family, but I would simply say if your son is a grown man and he decides to make that decision, he did it on his own. If anybody in the Big Ten gets sick or something bad happens, he's responsible for all of them. So where your son, that's a family thing, it's going to look bad. As the Big Ten as a whole, you can't have it. They're all your sons. And the chances are there's more opportunity for something bad to happen for a whole conference and not just his kid. I'm not condoning it. It does look bad.
Tom Crawford, there was a website report that 6 Big Ten teams were prepared to go rogue. We're talking about Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, Iowa, Wisconsin, and Nebraska, and play a 10-game conference-only double round-robin schedule. Then Joel Ferguson came on the Drive with Jack Thursday, and he said he would not be at all surprised if there was football later this fall in the Big Ten. Do you believe that?
No. It's not happening. And, in all due respect to Joel, no, it's not happening. But I'm telling you what, some guy with 25,000 followers on Twitter he's got a website, throws out some nugget that people want to hear. Hey, there might be Big Ten football when the Power Six of those 14 teams are going to play. They're all over it. But Kevin Warren snuffed that out pretty quick, and then all of a sudden, story over with. He's dug in on this. No Big Ten football in the fall of 2020.
Rico, with so many players in a lot of conferences opting out for health reasons, and a lot of them saying, we're just going to call it a quits right here, and we're going to get ready for the pro draft, how much does the Big Ten really need those other three conferences to join them and put it on hold?
Well, you need them for your image, Jack, because right now it looks as if the Big Ten is soft. Right now, if you notice, the big teams that are really upset, it's Ohio State, it's Penn State, it's Michigan. Those are the teams that go against the SEC for recruits. You notice Illinois, Indiana, Michigan State, Northwestern, they don't really have much to say. But those three teams can't have the Big Ten look soft because they'll lose out on players because the SEC will say, we never gave up on football. They did.
Yeah, you think about what football, the perception might be of this conference. It's not like the Big Ten's been winning a lot of national titles anyway, other than Ohio State in 2014 and 2002. You got to go back a long way for something. A shared championship in 97 and one basketball title in 2000. It's been tough. We'll be back in just a minute with our Going Green segment, and we're going to look at Michigan State, what the Spartans got done in 5 days of non-contact drills, and also some recruiting news up next on Press Pass.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. Peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
This bell will ring again. These seats will be full. Our children will play together and we'll have dinner with friends. We'll hear the laughter and feel the energy of a Friday night. We'll be back, stronger than ever. And Fox 47 is here to help with the rebound, Mid-Michigan. Everything you need to get back on track during these difficult times. From financial recovery to putting food on your table and more, all in one convenient place. Visit fox47news.com/rebound to get started.
Howard Wolowitz. Cool. Redefined.
Save on quality supplements during the Wyckoff Wellness August Extravaganza. Through August 31st, all Wyckoff Wellness supplements are 20% off, both in our East Lansing store and online. Wyckoff Wellness carries the highest quality of supplements, including multivitamins, omega-3 fish oil, vitamin D, antioxidants, herbal remedies, and more. Supplements for intestinal health, weight loss, memory, sleep, and energy. Save 20% off both at the office and online at wyckoffwellness.com.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet and Graf Nissan on West Grand River in Okemos. With 106 years in the automobile business, they'll take great care of you. They have on all 7 of my leases and purchases. For a new or used vehicle, go green, go Graf. Michigan State fall football, it was short. Lasting 5 days, no pads, Here you see players out there and just getting oriented. They're still trying to figure out how to put in an offense and a defense. You see Rocky Lombardi throwing the ball, and you see some linemen here going through some basic pull drills, a lot of pass patterns, a lot of routes, and some pass defense along the way too. Tom Crawford, what did the Spartans accomplish in 5 days with no contact?
Well, I think they were happy not having to, I'm not saying they're happy, but I mean, Michigan State, of all the teams in the Big Ten, was probably, this is a good thing, not playing the season. They have a lot to install. Offense, get their offense installed. They got all defensive schemes. They got new coaches at virtually every level. You got new coordinators on both sides of the ball. You got a new strength and conditioning coach, Novak. They got to adjust to that. And they got a new head coach. So I think it's really good that they had that extra 5 days to just kind of run routes, get their execution done. They'll do that all fall, de facto spring football. Because if they had played this season, Jack, 3 wins tops.
Well, how much can they get done under new strength and conditioning coach Jason Novak until they get an opportunity, guys? Rico?
I mean, they can lift, they can stretch, they can get bigger and bulkier, but Tom's kind of right. You need to be able to go out there and hit people. They need to install an offense, a defense, better yet, a quarterback. Got to get one, got to name, and then you can build the offense around that quarterback. There's a lot of things that they needed, and they get extra time to kind of work on those things.
You've said that this could be a really tough year for Mel Tucker in his debut. What can he do in the next 6 months if there is a spring season to change that?
Jack, I guess keep continuing to recruit, keep continuing to try and do as much as he can with his players. Get to know your players, get to know what you have. But honestly, I think it's something that may be a little risky for him to do. Pick a quarterback, go with that guy, build around this quarterback. Look to the future because you may not be playing football for 365 days.
Keep coming back to 2013, and Mark D'Antonio had 4 quarterback candidates, and what did he do? He let them play it out. And by the time they got to the Iowa game, he had his guy, and they were off and rolling. But he took a look at every one of them. This guy, they haven't even seen his offense yet. You're going to take a couple of quarterbacks and say, you're done.
Well, I mean, you got to look to the future because if you don't play the next year, then that guy like Rocky Lombardi, he's only going to stick around for a year or two. You go younger because you could build upon that. No offense to Rocky, but you just got to look at what you got.
Tom Crawford, you said something last week that I thought was particularly interesting, and it was that Michigan State and the University of Washington might be the biggest beneficiaries in the country of not having football this fall. Can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, it's just kind of follow up what I said before. When you got so much to install, all those different coaches, adaptation to a new training regime. I mean, Ken Manny had been at Michigan State for a long time, and now you got Novak who does things a lot differently, more razzle-dazzle kind of training. You got to adapt to all that. And, first-time quarterbacks, and you're jumping into tough competition. I mean, Washington was going to host Michigan in their first game. And Michigan State had to play Northwestern, always pesky Wildcats. So, like I said before, I think this is good to adapt, and they'll be in a better position to be productive if they play in the spring and definitely in the fall of 2021.
Rico, the counter to that is the negative impact it's going to have on Mel Tucker's recruiting without actual games and being able to get people on campus. But Michigan State did get a big commitment this weekend, the first 4-star pledge from offensive lineman Geno Vandemark. What do we know about him, and why the big push in Jersey?
A lot of talent in Jersey. He's a big offensive tackle, can be moved into an offensive guard. He's big already, so they can add to that size and girth. That was the one thing that D'Antonio had, smaller O-linemen under 300 pounds.
He might not be the last player from New Jersey
he may
to
not
commit,
be.
and the last 4-star from that team either. We will be right back in just a couple minutes. We're going to talk about all the budgets for schools in this country up next.
Time to get your game on. Sports wagering is now open at the all-new Daisy Sportsbook and Tap House, only at Firekeepers.
We are MEA, a foundation of collective strength, an advocate for education. K-12 educators, support professionals, and higher education employees, united to support our students, our schools, and our community. Together, we are the shield protecting every student's right to succeed. Michigan Education Association. Champions for education.
Download the Fox 47 News app and stay connected everywhere you go.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Gangs and narcotics, robbery, homicide. Like it's the end of days.
People are in danger. We're gonna do this thing together. No more games. This ends now. Let's go. You know, you could get yourself killed. You do what you gotta do.
You blew up the port of LA.
It's one boat in the van.
LA's Finest premieres September 21st on Fox.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank. Dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years, with 4 convenient locations: Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank, for what matters most. Here you see a graphic of the top 21 programs in collegiate revenue for the 2018-19 school year. Interesting that the top 3, Texas, Texas A&M, and Ohio State, over $200 million. 5 schools in the SEC in the top 10. How about Texas A&M? You got Georgia, Alabama, Florida, and LSU all in the top 10. $781.5 million. 781.5, more than $750 million in Big Ten revenue. That is the most for any conference. Rico, when we look at the revenue produced by athletic departments, what's more interesting to you, that the Big Ten has 7 of the top 21 schools here, or that there's such a disparity between the top and the bottom?
Can I go with C? Both? I mean, because looking at the Big Ten, 1/3 of the schools all reside in one conference. But Jack, it's the haves and the have-nots, and I think we've always seen that. And even between the halves, there's a separation between the haves and the wannabe haves. Let's call them that, because they're getting the money, but they're not like to the level of the Texas and the Texas A&M. That was kind of shocking to me. See, they were number 2, but Ohio State. Certain schools, man, they're in it to win it, no matter what. Dump the money in there, make as much money as you can.
Well, they have the ability to do that, and big stadiums, crazy fan base, tremendous tradition. They can do those kinds of things. Any of you have AT&T as a provider for your internet, phone, anything like that?
No.
$83 million. $83 million AT&T spent last year on college football.
Yeah.
Amazing amount of money. Tom Crawford, you've always been a Big Ten guy, and schools like Ohio State and Michigan have sacrificed some revenue for the sake of the conference. Is that sustainable, or do you see the 10 to 12 richest schools on that list we just showed breaking apart and forming some sort of super conference?
Well, based on week to week, it seems like there's a new backdrop of what might happen in college football. I mean, I'm open-minded that anything might happen. I just don't think college football is going to like anything look like next year as it does right now, or let's just go back last year. It's open to change. Some of these the schools are losing so much doggone money. I don't know how they're going to afford to sustain themselves. They're going to have to get bridge loans to survive.
And we saw Iowa has dropped 4 programs. Right. There are others. Believe me, it's going to hit everyone eventually. Rico, remembering what we just saw on that list of schools, let's take a look at the Big Ten football champions over the past decade. We have 11 championships in that 10-year span, but basically the same schools. You have Ohio State, listed 4 times, Michigan State 3, Wisconsin 3, and Penn State once. What does that tell you?
It means, Jack, basically you can't buy a championship. You can't buy a conference championship. You still got to get players to play. You could dump all the money you can into a program, doesn't equate to winning. That's what you're saying with that stat.
Tom Crawford, if there's a new idea coming from the Big Ten, chances are pretty good it might be coming from Ann Arbor and Jim Harbaugh. Now, his idea is for a fall showcase for NFL prospects, give his players and his program more exposure, and also give his athletes more incentive to keep working.
Yeah, keyword incentive. You can say what you want about Jim Harbaugh, a lot of critics. But he's pretty innovative, and he speaks from a player's perspective. He's always thinking about his players, and he was, on their behalf, verbally right out of the chute. So I think this is good. Keep everybody engaged, keep everybody working hard, and they all want to go to the next level. They might not have the ability to do that, but he's giving everybody a shot to showcase their skill sets.
Rico, when we looked at that list of champions and only had the 4 there, I really thought, and this might be a little bit controversial, I really thought this might be the year where you would have a breakthrough team, aggressive coach, at least to get to Indianapolis. I thought U of M could do it, and I still think Minnesota has a chance to do it.
That was the team. And then Rashad Bateman said, yeah, we're not going to play. I'm gone. I'm a top 10 pick in the NFL. No one was going to be able to cover him. Yeah, I thought this was going to be the year that Minnesota. I still like what P.J. Fleck did when he first got there. Scrapped it, said, I'm going to start nothing but the freshmen and redshirt freshmen. It's paying off dividends.
Tom, if they had played, or if they do play in the spring, do you have some early favorites for the division title?
Oh, I think Ohio State. Let's go with the Buckeyes. Let's go with Minnehaha. I'll go with the Gophers.
All right, there is a title for U of M somewhere. We'll be right back with more on Press Pass.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first, I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin to the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
I'm WWE superstar Kofi Kingston. Watch me on Friday Night SmackDown every Friday on Fox.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really?
Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis? Hey, do they ever ask you what you're wearing?
Yeah.
Red sweater, button-down shirt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. That's why I'm there every week.
Big innings. Swing and a miss. Down goes Domingo. So Matthew Boyd, he has faced the minimum through the first 3 innings. And a fastball. Strikes on 9 of their hitters. The center and a good jump by DeShields. That is long gone.
Tom Crawford, last week we talked about the Cleveland Indians and Team of the Week, 20 straight wins over the Tigers. What happened in the span of 5 days? Tigers go to Progressive Field and they beat Cleveland 2 out of 3. How's that happen?
I don't do it in that hostile crowd they had there. I don't know. I mean, what do they say? If a squirrel eventually find a nut, soon after 20 times. So they won Friday night and they won today. They had a rookie shortstop, Predis, hit a grand slam. And then Nico Goodrum's back, gets going today. Daniel Norris pitches well. So you take 2 out of 3. Big deal. I mean, this is still a sub-500 team for this 60-game 2020 season.
Rico, the big story with this team this week didn't have anything to do with game results. Didn't have to do with the scoreboard or the standings. No. It was a major league debuts of Tarek Skubal and Casey Mize. Together they made 3 starts. What was your take on their performance?
You can't really make a take so far yet, Jack. I think you kind of got to look at it for the body of the season. Skubal came out there, didn't look that great, but I'm not faulting him.
Yeah.
It's a process. You got to, whether he went out there and threw 3 perfect innings or he just got bombed, I'm pumping the brakes. Mize came out there, looked a lot better, had a nice breaking ball pitch. You saw maybe a future ace in him, but let's just hold off and let's wait to see what happens. Treat this year like a glorified spring training.
Tom Crawford, despite what we saw this weekend, the Tigers 2-10 for their last 12 games after that 9-5 start. Would you expect that the rest of the way, and would you take over or under on 25 wins for the season?
When you look at, they're like at 11 and 15 right now. That's like 423 if my math does me right. That's going to nail them right about 25 wins. So the over-under is like 25. But I'm going to be an optimist here, and I'm going to say they're going to go over. Now, they got the Cubs and they got the Twinkies this week. They got probably some tougher competition. But I think they're going to win 26 games, 26 and 24. That'll be exciting going into next
year. A 10-game losing streak is going to hurt them. I don't think they could do that again, but...
Fred Heumann said 27, which means it'll be under. I said 24, and the reason I still am holding to the under with that is they've got 10 games left with the Twins. They have to play the Indians again, they have to play the White Sox again, they have to play the Cubs, and they have to play the Brewers.
Right.
So they're playing a lot of playoff teams from this point forward.
And you may get some teams who pop positive for COVID and you just don't play the games. So they don't count.
What would you say, over or under 25? Under. Okay.
No, you're negative, Rico.
Rico, switching cats, it seems strange that we are this late in August and the Lions do not have a loss in a preseason game yet. Can they double their win total from last year in that 3-12-1 nightmare and at least get close to 500?
I mean, I think so. I mean, this team was built to go anywhere between 7-9 and 9-7. That's the Detroit way. I mean, it just is. Stafford stays healthy, they should be able to get to at least double it. And don't forget, he was hurt. I'm not the big Stafford fan, but he was hurt. That team was reeling.
He was an MVP talk last year after 8 games.
But he was not MVP. I don't know who was talking. Who was talking?
Hey, he was setting records. He was throwing the ball great. And then he got hurt, and that was the end of it.
Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford. You saw Sesame
Lamar
Street.
Jackson came on later.
One of these things is not like the other? Okay, let's leave it at that.
All right. When we talk about what the Lions can do, what constitutes a successful season, we know for Matt Patricia, it means keeping his job. But even if the Lions go 500, say they go from 3 wins to 8 wins, is that enough, guys?
No.
Not
enough. He'll stick around because new management, they love him. They bought into this Quinn Trisha thing. He shouldn't. Don't get me wrong. Shouldn't be there. They got to win a playoff game, Jack. If they don't win a playoff game, it's a failure of a season.
Tom, if they go from 3 wins to 9 and triple their win total, he's going to stick around. There's not going to be anybody in Detroit that would fire him, is there?
No. But that might be that defined line between 8 wins and 9 wins. And as Rico says, you got to get in the playoffs. You got to do that.
I mean, it's not like the Lions have ever fired a coach that had a winning record before. I mean, you know, Jim Caldwell.
Jim Caldwell, 3 times in 4 years. Everybody couldn't wait to get rid of him. We'll be back in just a minute. We're talking about the NBA playoffs. Deshaun Tate joins us next.
We are MEA, a foundation of collective strength, an advocate for education. K-12 educators, support professionals, and higher education employees, united to support our students, our schools, and our community. Together, we are the shield protecting every student's right to succeed. Michigan Education Association. Champions for education.
Whoa! You remember those 90-degree days when you didn't want to mow the lawn? Let the Honda Mimo mow the lawn for you. Plus, it'll look freshly mowed every day. It gives you more time to do what you want, including nothing at all. And right now, the installation of the Honda Mimo is free at Midwest Power Equipment. Speaking of weather, don't be caught without a Honda generator next time you need power, or take it anywhere you want. Honda generators work and play as hard as you do. For Honda Power Equipment, get in Midwest Power Equipment today.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Welcome back to Press Pass on Fox 47. Time for our Champions 2020 segment, brought to you by the Michigan Education Association. The MEA's members, educators from across our state, are proud of this year's high school graduates. Congratulations. Learn more at mea.org.
Gets it back, gets in the paint, blocked
by Davis. Trent back out. Lillard blocked again by Green. Knocked out of bounds. Portland ball. Great effort defensively from Danny Green. Laker defense once again a big story. James for three. Bang! LeBron James for...
Hats off to the Los Angeles Lakers, who bounced back from that first game loss to Portland. Now they win games 2 and 3 and look like the team that had the most wins in the Western Conference through the regular season and the restart in the bubble. Gentlemen, when you think about LA and Milwaukee, they both lost their first game. Did they get a cold slap in the face, a little reality check, Rico?
I think they did. Neither team, especially the Lakers, they didn't have anything to prove. They played their first game or second game, clinched it all, and benched everybody and didn't play, whereas Portland came in there red hot.
Yeah.
That was the easiest bet to make. You knew that Portland was going to win game 1. But LA, talent always wins out. Same with Milwaukee.
Tom, what do you take about the Lakers now? Do they have this series under control? And is there any way that Portland can stretch this to a 7-game?
No. I mean, LeBron last night was phenomenal. He had that look in his eye. He had like 35 points, ton of rebounds, and all those assists that he normally has. I was really impressed with the Lakers last night. And you could tell in the first quarter that game was over. Yeah, they screwed up maybe game 1, like Rico said, like phoning it in and everything. But when it comes to playoff time, that's when LeBron gets it going. Even without fans, I know he wanted to have fans there. He said that all along when this thing, COVID, started originally. I got to have fans. He adjusted pretty well, and he looked terrific last night.
I'll tell you someone who is gaining a lot of fans, and that is Luca Doncic. And today, first he gets cleared to play. They didn't know if he was even going to be able to take the court. And he has a triple-double, 43 points, 17 rebounds, 13 assists, and a step-back game-winning 3. Tom, it looked a little bit like Magic Johnson in 1980 when he came in and played center. Yeah. Luca didn't have Kristaps Porzingis with him. He had to do it all, and he did.
Yeah, he did. And yeah, that's a pretty good analogy there. And let's not forget the tandem of Trey Burke and Tim Hardaway Jr., 25 and 21 respectively for the Mavericks. I'm a Mavs fan now, Jack, and the Miami Heat, of course, with Duncan Robinson. I'm all about that, and Karis LeVert. A lot of Michigan players playing pretty well right now in the NBA.
Rico, I was looking for Mitch McGary. I didn't see him, but about everybody else, I think, from that team was on the court.
Mitch McGary is out bowling with his mother, so you're not going to see him on that team. Geez, Tom, only you could take what Luca did and trivialize it with a bunch of, look, Michigan players did this. He had a step-back crossover, broke Reggie Jackson's ankle, hit the 3. If he misses it, it doesn't go to double overtime. They lose.
Jack,
that's ice water.
No one
cares about those other guys.
I was just segueing to another ingredient of contribution for that Mavs team. I mean, the Clippers are a 2nd seed. I mean, Mavs are like 7.
Right.
It's a big win. That's 2-2 right now.
Yeah, only thing you missed was saying go blue at the end.
Go blue at the end.
Is this the Into the Blue segment? Did we bring that back?
I'm interested to see what happens in the East in the second round. Milwaukee struggled in game 1. I still think that they are the best team, but they're playing Orlando, which barely snuck into the playoffs. But you have a series with Toronto, the defending champions, and Boston, and they both look terrific.
Yeah. Boston, I don't know, man. I thought Philly was really going to do something. I thought this was the time for the process to kick in. No Ben Simmons, and
they've checked out.
They just did nothing. Wow, that was embarrassing. They should apologize to the league and anybody who was forced to watch it. The coach is going to get fired. The process is over. Philly is about to hit the restart button.
Tom, when we look at the West, we see the Mavs get a 2nd win. That's 2 more than some people thought. We saw OKC stay alive, get James Harden fouled out and win in overtime. That seems like a pretty good recipe. Are there going to be any upsets in the West?
No, I think it's going to stay in a hold pattern. I've often wondered going into this whole concept that the lack of a home court advantage
Yeah.
Is that a factor in any of this? And I don't know. It just doesn't. They're out there playing. It's like AAU ball. It's really hard to determine because you always think, oh yeah, but they got to go back to Philly or they got to go back to OKC. You don't have that factor anymore. It's really hard to figure out.
I think Dallas can. I mean, think about it. What if Porzingis didn't get tossed out of that game?
That's a good
They're
point.
sitting there at 3-1 right now.
Well, the Pacers can go back to Indy, and the Nets can go back to Brooklyn, and they can stay there because they won't be playing any more basketball until the start of next season. All right, well, we will be back in just a minute. We talk about postseason basketball. We have not talked about the Stanley Cup and playoff hockey, as exciting as anything. Johnny Supan, our hockey guy, been our director. He'll be with us next.
It's a new day, a day to celebrate. Spread your wings. A new day full of action and excitement. Come, indulge to your heart's content. It's a day for winning, for unforgettable food and fun, the ultimate place to come together. Yes, it's a new day, a grand, spectacular day to get away. Only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
There's still a lot to do around Michigan this summer, and one of the best things to do is camping. Post pictures of your favorite Michigan campgrounds at fox47news.com/MI Summer. Brought to you by Larry's RV, where lifetime memories begin.
We're excited to announce we're open. Come check out our patio. Midtown Brewing Company on Washington Square is open Wednesdays through Saturdays. Great food, great beer, great patio. We can't wait to see you. Midtown Brewing Company, back and better than ever.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Everyone, your attention.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
You're freaking out. I'm not freaking out. I'm freaking out.
This is our time.
Are you guys ready?
We burn it up.
Oh, you're really playing with fire.
Oh, I haven't even lit the match.
Something big is happening, something disruptive.
Hello, I'm next.
Welcome back, welcome back.
You are going to win this entire competition.
The future's bright with young cooks like you in it.
Let's go!
Fire, that's a fact. This is the most important event the world has ever seen.
No matter what happens, we have each other's back, just like always.
Our imagination can take us anywhere.
This is good news.
Hey, man, that's what we do.
We on fire, that's a fact.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Tracking a Trophy segment, brought to you by The Ticket Machine at the corner of Mount Hope and Hagedorn. For the best in sports and entertainment ticketing whenever those events resume, go to theticketmachine.com.
After a nearly 5-month pause, we resume play with a 24-team postseason. Now 16 clubs remain. It is playoff hockey in August, and today we raise the stakes.
Jordan Stahl, what a hit by McAvoy. This has been a history-making day for Jonas Korpisalo, who has set the National Hockey League playoff record for shots faced and saves made.
We have not talked hockey on this show since the Frozen Four, but we have just the guy who can help us do that in Blackhawks diehard and Michigan State hockey play-by-play broadcaster, Johnny Supan. Johnny, I know you've been paying close attention to these playoffs. What's your take about the restart in arguably the most exciting postseason in sports?
Well, Jack, thanks again. They say I had a face for radio, but I'm here. So I think right now hockey's at an all-time peak because there's no fans. And everybody's focused on playing their game right now. I would say Vegas and Boston are my two teams. Kind of an early predicament there, but I think that is, I think it's going to be what we're going to see in the last two teams to be alive here.
When we take a look at the conference play thus far, who do you see advancing to the conference finals?
Well, it's a pretty good question. I've thought about it a lot. I thought it was going to be my Blackhawks, but sadly that dream died pretty quick. Vegas, I'd say, is going to be in the West, and they're going to face Dallas. And I say that Vegas is going to win that game, or that series, in 6 games. They're going to advance to play Boston. Boston's going to beat the Islanders. And Boston and Vegas are going to go to 7 games. Vegas will finally get their first Stanley Cup, well deserved.
Ooh, wow. Vegas skating around with Lord Stanley. Hey, they got the Raiders coming to Vegas. It's going to be a heck of a year for Vegas, even if they don't have a lot of people in casinos. Johnny, truth be told, there's another reason we have you here tonight. You took a sweet pass from Chuck Daniel last winter, who had been our director. And you did a fantastic job, and now it's your turn to pass to Lindsey Huddleston. He is going to take over as our director from this point forward. When you look at your experience here on Press Pass, what stands out to you?
I think what kind of stands out to me is that it's kind of a family here. It's a little team. I'm sad to let it go, to be honest with you. From the bottom of my heart, it's tough to leave this position. I've learned a lot. I've experienced a lot. I've met a lot of great people because of this job. Jack, I thank you, everybody that's done this with me. I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. So I think the best thing that stands out is that it's still running. We've been doing it for 2 years with me being here. I know there's a lot of people, a lot of interns that have helped as well along the way. And yeah, I'm sad to go, but I think it's time for this birdie to fly a little bit.
Now, you're still going to be doing hockey, right? You're going to be coaching some hockey.
Yes, sir. Yep.
You tell us a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, I just started that about a month back after I graduated, and it's been great. I've been teaching 12, 13-year-olds how to skate, play the game a little bit. I think I am going to explore that route a little bit, and maybe I'll hop back into play-by-play. Who knows? I'm going to keep my options open, so the sky's the limit, hopefully. We'll see.
All right. Coach Supan, how long would it take you to teach Rico Beard how to skate, how to handle a stick? Imagine as a defenseman, he could take somebody into the corner and rough him up a little bit. Could you do that?
Yeah, I'd say he's a natural.
I can ice skate.
Oh, yeah.
You can ice skate.
And
Jack,
if he's not going to be a goal scorer, he's going to be
ice skate? That's the reason why?
3rd or 4th line grinder. Put him out there, and yeah, he's tipping pucks in all night. It's game over. I'd give him a pair of skates right now.
Frontline center, excuse me. We'll be right back with our Cool and Smooth Awards, weekly awards up next on Press Pass.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Touchdown, Crawford.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
Fox Thursday Night Baseball rolls on.
Wow! Phenomenal!
And this week, things are heating up in the NL East as Bryce Harper and the Phillies.
That ball is absolutely crushed!
Take on one of the game's best young players, Juan Soto and the Nationals.
Soto delivers again.
Or Chris Davis and the A's.
And gone!
Take on the Rangers.
Unbelievable!
Thursday at 6:30 Eastern on America's Home for Baseball, Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Jake from State Farm, I can't thank you enough for getting me the Serena savings on my insurance. Can I get you 10 free minutes in the broth bath?
Serena, with State Farm, everyone's offered surprisingly great rates.
Yeah, sure. How about a complimentary wet moss wrap?
Here's the deal. These savings are for everyone.
Seriously? She's just jealous.
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by 4 great Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Okemos North and South, North Lansing, and West Lansing. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious Butterburgers and premium frozen custard. Swing through any Culver's drive-thru and grab your fresh favorites. That's Culver's. Welcome to Delicious. Gentlemen, it was 45 years ago today that I got married in Kensington Metro Park, and the rain stopped just in time for the ceremony. And I can't say there have been some sprinkles since, but the key still works. So 45 years, and I'm going to consider that a big victory. And tomorrow is 35 years for you, correct, Tom Crawford?
That's correct.
All
Survive in
right.
advance.
Talk about two women who deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
They
deserve better.
Done yeoman's work.
Hazard pay. That's the Wikipedia version of hazard pay, right there.
Thank you very much, Robin. All right, Team 360, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week? Rico Beard, what do you have for us with our play of the week?
Jack, I'm almost tempted to change my play of the week to you going out and getting your lovely wife who's stuck with you for 45 years. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But I got to go with Luca Doncic. In overtime, he had already scored 40 points on a bad ankle. Didn't have Porzingis out there, losing the game, gets the ball, crosses over Reggie Jackson, buries the three. They needed that 43rd point from Luca to win that game. That is the play. That right there, dude, is just, his legacy is growing and growing and growing each game, Jack. He's going to be an MVP one of these years.
How come you didn't have a play of the week for Trey Burke or Tim Hardaway?
Because no one cares. No one cares. If this was a cable show, I would tell you how badly no one cares.
All right, Tom Crawford, what do you have for us for Team of the Week?
Okay, my team of the week is the Miami Heat. I'm going to give you two reasons. Number one, they're 3-0 over the Pacers, so that's a pretty good accomplishment. They won yesterday. But finding Duncan Robinson as a Summer League pick 2 years ago, the guy's in twin digits, had 15 points yesterday. He's in twin digits all the time, consistent. This is a guy who played for Williams College, D3, before transferring to Michigan, going to the Final Four, playing the title game. They know their personnel. The Miami Heat, my team of the week.
What did he do in that title game, Tom?
He got there, okay? He got there.
He scored?
I'm not sure, but
let's go with no.
Rico, when you think about this Michigan All-NBA playoffs team, they also have a coach, right? John Beal. Oh, he's not there.
No, he's not there.
Gone. All right.
He's not there. Too many slugs in the league.
Good job, Tom. For our player of the week, certainly Luca would have been a qualifier for that. How about Takuma Sato winning his second Indy 500? We didn't talk about the Indy 500, but going at it again today, the 104th running. It seemed, talk about sports that seem weird with no fans.
Right.
Yeah, that was weird.
That's just called
2.5 mile
traffic.
oval there and lots of open spaces. But I'm going to go back to the personal aspect of this. And Friday morning here, it was actually Friday evening in Beijing, Zoe Blake Ebling was born. That is grandchild 4 for
Nice
me,
job,
granddaughter 3, and pretty sure that's going to be the last one. Mom is doing great. Terrific work, Leah. You see the boys there, Zach and Logan, and they've already got everything mapped out. So now they just have to deal with Nala the dog when they get home. So congratulations. Thanks so much to everyone who took part in that, and to all of you for staying up with us and watching this show. We are 4 weeks away from the end of year 7. People said we wouldn't make it 7 weeks, but we have. Want to thank Rico Beard. You can catch him on the Mike Bellini Show. And Bluebelly Tom Crawford, my longtime broadcast partner. We will be back next Sunday, everyone. Have a great week.
Experience the newest addition to the Soaring Eagle